So you're probably wondering why I have a box on my desk and there's no image of what's inside. Well, the reason being is this is Neewer's F100 7-inch field monitor kit. And the reason it's a kit is because it comes with the field monitor inside along with some other accessories that they've thrown in. You can buy this on Amazon like I did, or you can also go to Neewer's website and I believe you can get it there. A lot of people are into the specs. What does it do? What can I connect to it? So I'll go over a few of the specs that I know of this monitor off the top of my head. For one, it's the aspect ratio of 16:10. The contrast ratio is 800:1. The brightness is 400 CDM2 or 400 nit. Some people are more familiar with nits. Some people are more familiar with CDM2. Either way, it's 400. It has a 25 millisecond response time. It supports formats both PAL and NTSC. We in the United States and in North America primarily use NTSC. As a matter of fact, the United States, that's all we use is NTSC. It does have a 3.5 millimeter jack. It uses 5 watts of power, which isn't a lot, and it comes with a 2600 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. It supports HDMI, and it supports the formats in 480i, 720p, 1080i, and 1080p. And each one of those has its own frame rates. And I'll list that below because it's just too much to go into now. But I do want to get this open and see what's inside. All right, so let me grab something to help open this up. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right, that's that. Box is empty. You know, some people love messing with these things. I don't know why. All right, so it comes in this packaging here. It says, activate your product warranty at www.neewer.com. All right, so the first thing I grab out of here would be the Neewer dual USB charger. Includes micro USB cable. Okay, that's always good to have. The next accessory would be, I'm assuming, the battery. Long-lasting power and durability digital battery. The F550 7.2 volt 2600 milliamp hour battery. This is the Neewer field monitor. Let's see what else. And we have more packaging. This feels like the case. I know it's supposed to come with a case. Nothing else in there. And this is the case. It's an interesting case because the first thing I notice about this is that it doesn't say Neewer anywhere on here, but you know, it comes with the kit, so be glad for what you get, right? Okay, you got your silica packets to soak up moisture. Those are always nice to have. This is Neewer customer service. You can contact us in the following ways, QR code and whatnot. Set that over there. There's this foam piece here. Huh. You know, this looks like the sunscreen might somehow fit into this cutout. We'll figure it out later. If that's the case, set that over there. This is the monitor. because on my DSLR, I have a tiny little screen and I can barely see it. Okay, let's see what else we got. A couple of tabs to cut open. One there, one there, one there, one there. All right, let's see. Well, it's tightly packaged, I can tell you that. Okay. So it comes in a protective foam-like covering. Of course, they have to protect your investment. Okay, we'll get rid of this. It has a, one of these adhesive, it's not a screen protector in the sense of long term. You can leave it on here if you want, but at least it gives it something where if it's bumping around in here, it didn't get scratched before you got to it. Now you can scratch it up all you want. This of course is where the battery goes. Pop that in there, slides into here with the 2 contact points. Here's a speaker. That's nice to have. You got a 1/4 on the bottom for mounting. No other mounting. Right here on the side, we have USB upgrade. This says OSD controller, headphone jack, AV, audio-visual, HDMI port, and then DC 12 volts. So if you don't want to use batteries, there is an adapter you can buy that plugs into here and plugs into the wall, and you don't have to worry about charging this up or anything like that. Let's see, what else do we get? More packaging. This, Neewer. I can't read it because it's in a foreign language. Política de garantía. Well, I know that means guarantee of some sort. Put that there. The F100 LCD Field Monitor Instruction Manual. About the manual, the accessories, well, first table of contents, package contents, the accessories that are included, the application, compatible photographic equipment or camcorders and cameras, and then all the different lights and what they do. But there you go. So that's that as well. And this is an HDMI to HDMI cable. This is a, well, you know what? I'm going to open it all up. How about that? It's an unboxing, right? You're supposed to open everything up. Okay, so HDMI to HDMI, 3.5 millimeter to video and left-right RCA. This is actually nice to have. This doodad, whatever you want to call it, this actually, when you put your HDMI in here, this screws onto the back of here and holds your HDMI in place so that the cord doesn't come out accidentally. So that's what that's for. I'll leave it all out. What is this? This is USB to, I believe this is mini USB. So yeah, so this is going to be USB. Oh no, I'm mistaken. This is HDMI to, is that mini HDMI? Okay, so actually I was mistaken. This is HDMI to mini HDMI, not HDMI to HDMI. HDMI to HDMI mini, and this one is HDMI to micro HDMI. What's in here? Here's your cold shoe mount. So that screws onto there, sits on top of your camera. As a matter of fact, I have an old camera here. And if you were to take this and slide it onto here and then tighten it down with this thumb screw, a better angle, if you tighten this down, you now have a monitor on top of your DCLR, which is why I bought it, because I can't stand the little screen. Even though on my other camera it pulls out to the side so that you can see it, on my 80D it's just too small. So I can't wait to get this thing all set up. So that's that. This is the hood. This would be the hood that would go over, well, let's finish getting everything out. And then this is the bracket that holds the hood. And then more silica packets, so that's that. And then up here, there's some slots. Okay, that goes on there. And I think this just reaches around and grabs the back, like so. And the same thing on this end. There you go. So you have 3 tabs that line up here, and then this guy snaps into there, and that snaps into there. And this is Velcro. Bear with me, I'm doing this without ever setting one of these up, nor did I read the instructions. So this seems like it just goes on there, around the perimeter, and around there. Probably best to press down at the top first, get the top on there, and then these will fall into place naturally. And there's your hood. And if you're curious what that looks like on camera, I can bring in my old camera that I don't even use anymore. Slide that in there, and this is kind of what your look would be like. So there you have it. These are all of the accessories along with the Neewer F100 field monitor. Telling you. Well, I guess I can see what's in there as well, huh? So here's disposal and end of life, how to get rid of it so you don't just throw it in the trash. You're supposed to actually get rid of these in a proper way. And then there's a little customer service for the battery as well, separately from the monitor. And then this would be your battery. Contacts are on one end only, not both ends. So you would just essentially line that up and there you go. Okay, so let's go through these buttons. Mode changes from AV to HDMI. That's your 2 options as far as inputs go for this monitor. This would be your volume down. This will be your volume up. This also navigates the on-screen display menu when you're in the menu mode. There's the menu for menu mode. Then you have F1 and F2. They're calling these multi-buttons in the on-screen display menu. But when it's not in the menu mode, it can be set to whatever you want. As a matter of fact, F1, F2, F3, F4, they can all be customizable to any setting that you like. However, these are dual purpose. When it's not in the menu, it serves another function. This is your power on and off, and then your power indicator light. Okay, so I thought I'd go over this again of how to set this up. So there's your quarter 20. You want to get this. And of course it's coarsely threaded so that it'll go right in. Once it's in there kind of tight, you'll see that there's a small gap. What you want to do is tighten that up. That leaves you with this guy. So you want, if you have this down like this, you're not going to be able to get it on because nothing can slide in there. So you want to back that guy off. Next, you'll get your camera and you'll slide this directly in there. Once you get that in there, there's a dial up on here as well, and you turn that. And you get it as tight as you can. After that, you want to locate your audio-visual door on your camera. Mine happens to be right here. Inside there, you'll see on the bottom is the HDMI port. Okay, so we're going to take this one here, which is the smaller of the two. If you can see that on camera, one smaller. This is a smaller one. So we're going to turn our camera and we're going to plug this in to the HDMI in here. Then we're going to turn the camera back around. And I'll move it down here so you can see it. And they're going to run this end of the cable into here. Now I did mention that there's a bracket that comes on here to help keep the HDMI in place. So you take your bracket, that's going to go on this way because it's going to grab the cable this way. You put your washer on the outside, and then you put your screw through that. If I can get an angle on that. And that's what it looks like. It kind of holds itself in place. And you can adjust it however you need to adjust it, back and forth, however you need to do it. And then once you get this over your HDMI cable, like that, you line it up with the screw hole in the back, thread that in, cinch your cable up, push this over as far as it'll go, that way. That'll keep this cable from being pulled out. Tighten down on your thumb screw. And there, this cable cannot come off. Okay, so I actually made another mistake. And that is, do you see the angle where it's close, the bracket is close to the body and then it goes away from the body as you come this way? Well, that's because when you install this, they know that you're going to run into that kind of a problem because of the way it's built. So the washer, the washer doesn't go on the outside as I previously thought. It goes on the inside. So you put this on the inside of the bracket, then you take your screw and push it through the bracket and through the spacer. That'll leave you with some threads that you can screw into the back of the monitor. Then, once you do it that way, it seems like the best way to do this is just to thread it in first. That's what I'm finding. I'll thread it at first so this is loose. Bring your cable around, cinch up your cable, and then tighten it down. Now the difference is that, let me see if I can show you on camera, it's pushed the bracket away from the body of the camera just far enough to make this level. So you can go into your settings, change them around. Everything that's being shown, or everything that would normally be shown on the back of your camera is now being shown on the 7-inch display. That's essentially how it works. And then, whatever's in front of it, it shows up on this main screen up here. I was getting ready to wrap up this video when I remembered that I didn't open up the dual USB charger. So let me do that really quickly here. Sorry about that. Neewer, some information in a language that I can't read nor understand. Another one of the same pamphlets as with the other one. This is USB to USB micro. And this would be the battery charger. And it actually has a nice little LCD display, 2 contact points, not much to it as a matter of fact. Let's get the battery off of here and put it in there. See how that goes. That's all there is to it. It's got these little cutouts on here, keys if you will. You get it lined up, push up, there you go. USB micro goes into here. This goes into any kind of charging block. Plug that in. So you get a little LCD display, and you also get an animation that it's charging. And I'm assuming that there's 4 bars. As the bars fill in, it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, then it'll be just 2, 3, 4, then 3, 4, 3, 4, and then full. So that's pretty much it, but it's kind of neat that it gives you a little display. I like it. Okay, now for the case. There's no real rhyme or reason to the way you would set this up. If it was me, I would put my cable here. I'd put my other cable in there. I put all my cables to one side, actually, is what I would do. And then you have your hot shoe mount. That can go on the other corner. You have your bracket. The only problem with this is it has this little washer, and it seems like if this is bouncing around, it seemed like it'd be easier, or not easier, but it'd be easy for this to fall out and for you to lose it. So maybe the best thing to do with this, my suggestion would be, is just to screw this into the back and maybe point it down and then put the monitor away. Well, since we gotta take all this stuff off anyway. So there's the shade, sunshade, and there's a little cutout. There's a little cutout in the case. I'll set that over there. And this looks like it might go. Oh, there we go. That snapped right in there nice. And then with this attached to the side, shouldn't be a problem. I don't see that being a problem at all. You can fold this up, stick it up here with your other accessories, make this an accessory bag. This is attached so you won't lose it. And if you look at where this is, I'm making sure there's not a lot of pressure. Doesn't seem to be. And then find your zipper. Zip it up, there you go. Off to the races. So this is what you get when you order the Neewer 7-inch field monitor kit. Like I said, I purchased this on Amazon, but I think it's also available on Neewer.com. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, it helps me out. Hit the notification bell so you're notified of future videos and updates on things that I've unboxed and reviewed. And if you have any comments, good or bad, rants or raves, be sure to do that down below. I read all my comments and I try to respond to all of them in a timely manner. In the meantime, you have a wonderful day and thanks for stopping by your Mobile Tech.